Welcome back, everybody, to another Built for More YouTube video. So today, one of the things I wanted to talk about is product research or targeted buying, right? Sourcing for products to purchase with the sole intent to review and make your commissions. Right now, this strategy is very unique, and I started implementing this about 3 to 4 months ago, and honestly, it has worked very well, right? And what I think sets this strategy apart from all the other different strategies that other people may have, whether it's career connection free samples, Airbnbs, or any strategy that you may have, is you're really honing in and you're looking for specific products with specific metrics and then purchasing these products, right? Because you see something that a lot of people don't, opportunity, right? Or people might see the opportunity when they come across some of these listings, but they have, they have that fear of purchasing a product, investing money into a product because it is risky, right? But I'm gonna show you some different ways that you can mitigate the downside on products that you're investing with the sole purpose to review, right? So going into 2026, if your goal is to increase your Amazon on-site career connections commissions, then this is a good strategy that you should look into. Now, today I'm going to be using Oink Pro, which is a Chrome extension. If you don't have Oink Pro Chrome extension, you're definitely missing out. I'm going to show you how I use it when it comes to product research. If you want to sign up, I'll be sure to leave a link down here in the description. So before we proceed, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. This helps out the channel a ton. We do have some very special guests lined up for January for interviews. So we haven't been able to interview people. People have been busy, but come January, it's gonna get good. We're gonna 2026 is gonna be packed with interviews, tons of content. I'm gonna be sharing tons of tips, tricks. Ashley's gonna be sharing a lot of stuff with you guys also. So very excited to go into 2026. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to product research, there's a couple things that you want to consider, right? And things to keep in mind. Now, there is different ways that you can do this. My favorite way, I like to narrow down and hone in on what it is that I like, right? What things are of interest to me? What are some categories that I'm very comfortable talking in that specifically that I like? Whether it's, gaming stuff, electronics, automotive, things that I can relate to that I use and that I'm very comfortable talking about, right? Those are some of the things that I'm going to start at first. And then you can, diversify out and kind of go into different categories and see what other product niches that you can look into, right? And the reason I like to do this is because there is millions of listings on Amazon, right? On Amazon. And there is, as of right now, as the time of this recording, there's over 500,000 active campaigns on Creator Connection. So there's many ways that you can do this. This is just a starting point, and then you kind of branch out into different categories. So you want to make sure that you have other extensions turned off, right? Because you will get rate limited. You'll get limited by Amazon because you have too many things running. So I turned off the extensions that I'm using. As of right now, I'm only going to be using Oink Pro, and I'm going to be using Rev Seller. Rev Seller is another Chrome extension. It's for Amazon sellers to look at data. This is not going to be a Rev Seller tutorial. There is Rev Seller tutorial, Keepa tutorials on YouTube. Maybe I'll make one another time, but for right now, we're going to be using Oink Pro and Rev Seller to help me look at some of the data. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to search a keyword, right? So in this case, I'm going to be searching a keyword that just kind of came to my head. So we'll type in medical kit. As you can see, this is very, very like specific, and it's not like a broad keyword. You can start broad and kind of just narrow it down, but this is a very specific keyword. Okay, so the first thing you're going to see on this page here is you're going to see the top listings, the ones that also have the sponsor. So that means the seller is paying to have this little sponsor tab. It's called PPC, and it's going to be ranked, at the top of the page, right? Now, one thing I do want to make sure you guys know is that there is multiple pages, right, that you can look through. This is just a top page with a top ranking products for this specific keyword, right? So what we're going to do next is we're going to go down here to click to start checking for CC campaigns, right? So this is Oink is going to start populating any listings for this product that show up on this page that may have creator connection campaigns, right? So we'll go ahead and just let it populate. So you can wait to see the results, to kind of see what pops up. So as it's still populating right now, it seems. Yeah, it's still populating. But a couple things that you want to look for, right, on this little tab that opened up is how many days left to the campaign. That's an important thing to see because you want obviously time to recoup your money back as fast as possible and then make some profit, right? Another thing that you're going to be looking for is the velocity. Sales velocity is probably one of the most important metrics in conjunction with how many brand and influencer videos are on the carousel, right? So this one's selling 20,000 units in the last 30 days. So this has some sales velocity, selling very fast, but there is a full carousel. So still worth considering. But what I'm looking for is I am looking for influencer videos, one to like none to possibly, right? So here I see there's a 2 with one brand video, and then it has a 20% creator connection campaign, and it's selling approximately 1,000 units a month. So that one looks interesting. I haven't sent the brand a message. Now, one of the things I want to also add is if you like sending messages on creator connections, right? This is one of the ways that you can do this is just by searching different keywords. Literally select all of this, all these listings that populate, all these products that populate, and then just send the message, right? This is how you're able to send bulk messages with Oink without having to pay other extensions. I know other extensions, they charge way too much money for people to send bulk messages. So if you have Oink Pro, this is a great way to do it. You can just search different keywords, select all, send the messages in bulk if all you want to do is get free samples, right? So let's go ahead and open up this tab here. Okay, so now that we got this page open, right? So this is a product that sparked my interest for a number of reasons, right? The sales velocity was there. It had 2 influencer videos and 1 brand video. So given the sales velocity, even with 2 influencers on there, I could still potentially make some money just because the product is selling so fast, right? Now we're going to be using the break-even calculator that Oink provides. So here at the bottom left, it will populate, and then you can see how much is the product price, right? How many sales in the last 30 days approximately. So all these numbers are approximate, right? It's not like 100% accurate. It's just a ballpark. So you can get an idea of, kind of like what to expect as far as like potential commissions, right? And it has a 20% creator connection campaign. We can see that up here also. And I think it had like 40 days remaining, right? Let's check. No, it had 145 days remaining to the campaign. So still plenty of time to make some money with this product, right? So checks the boxes, sales velocities there, 2 influencer videos. So one of the things I always recommend people do is don't steer away if you see a number like 2, 3, or 4. Always take a look at what type of videos are on the carousel, right? Because sometimes the videos they're gone, or the storefront is gone. Those videos might not be there no more, or videos are like AI, or they're just like complete, like horrible videos where there's an opportunity for you to come in, make great videos, different kind of videos, and dominate that carousel, right? Dominate the product. So we'll go ahead and open up the carousel. And as you can see here, it does have 1 brand video, 1 customer, and 2 influencer videos. So I'm interested to see if these videos even have the product that's listed. In some cases, it doesn't. Like this here, it doesn't. So it's not even the correct product, right? So opportunity for me. Same thing here. This is not even the same product. Doesn't look like it is, right? No, it's not. So same thing. So these videos are not even competition, right? They might take some emissions, but realistically speaking, if I come in here and I make some very good detailed quality videos, I have different kind of videos, unboxing, tutorials, demos, put it a comparison video, I'm almost for sure that I will dominate this carousel. Right? So another thing that I want to look at here is I'm going to be looking at rev seller because I want to look at when this listing came, the inception of this listing, right? How long has this listing been on? So as we can see here, it's been on for 232 days. We can see here by the Keepa chart, right? This is consistent over the last 90 days. Very good. So very happy with this. So this definitely checks the boxes. Sales velocity is there. The sales rank is excellent. Another important thing to look at is stock. How much stock is there? Because we're buying the product. the whole purpose of purchasing product to earn, commissions, to grow your commissions as Amazon influencer solely for onsite and career connections is, if you're going to be dominating this carousel, which hopefully, when you guys buy product, you do, is you want to make sure that the seller maintains a good and healthy stock, right? That they don't run out of stock, because if the product isn't in stock, then the customer can't buy, and then the listing loses sales rank, the sales velocity decreases. So it's a lose-lose for everybody, right? So you want to make sure that there is plenty in stock. So from what we see here, based on the Keepa chart, the stock has been, this product has been very well stocked. And you guys can see here, it has currently right now 100 plus in stock. So no issue there. That checks the boxes also. Product has good reviews, good customer reviews, right? Perfect. And you can see right here, 100K bought in the past month. So if I was to purchase this right now, I can get it, let's say, in a couple of days. Right, it is Christmas time, around that time of year, so it might take a little bit longer, but still fast nonetheless. And then days to break even, about 16 days to break even. So this number is not taken into consideration if you were to sell the product, right? What I do typically is, if I purchase the product, I do the content, and then I try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, offer up for like 50-60% off to make some of that money back. You want to mitigate your risk to the downside as best as possible, right? So at the worst case scenario, if I buy this product for $37.99, let's say I sell it for like $20, $15. At the very least, if I don't make no commissions whatsoever, then I only lost, $20 or so, $15 or so. So that's how you want to make sure you mitigate your risk to the downside as best as possible. If you can, sell the product after you're done, if that's what you want to do, right? So Career Connection campaign, it's selling very well, has plenty of stock. And then one more thing that I always like to look at is the campaign itself. So let's go ahead and click on the campaign. One of the things I look at when I look at the actual campaign, one is you want to look at, is there multiple campaigns, right, with different dates? But mainly what I look at is, when did the campaign start? It's important to me because if the campaign started, like for example, here's May 16, 2025, right? Right now it's December 23rd, 2025. So some time has passed. There's only 2 influencers on there with the wrong product, right? So that tells me the seller is not sending samples to anybody, right? So that's an opportunity for me to come in. You can try to send a message, but to me, I'd rather just get it ASAP. Don't wait on the seller to respond. You already did the research. Purchase the product if you feel comfortable with that. If it meets your criteria, purchase the product, get the video up ASAP, and then just track your sales from there, right? So that's another important thing I look at, is, when did this campaign start? Because if some time has passed, if this started maybe like a couple of days ago, or a week ago, I would be a little bit more hesitant. We'll still probably buy it, but if I start seeing people show up on there and they got the free samples, then the likelihood of other people getting samples is high, and then your listing will become saturated, right? But you can also beat them to it. Just buy the product. If you see an opportunity, buy it, get the videos up as soon as possible. So let's look at another example. So we'll type in knife sets. We'll click to start CC campaign. Let it start populating, start showing some of these different products with a Career Connection campaign, right? So go ahead and open this up. So it's starting to show. So if you have your investment profile set up already with Oink, you will see this little top section here. It's highlighted. These are products that meet that criteria based on what you put. So great feature. Rob has really done a great job with this extension. So here I see 2 products that have potential, right? That meet the criteria that I like. Sales velocity, right? I have one here, 800 units a month in the last 30 days, 500 units in the last 30 days. This one has 40 days left, and this one has 190 days left. One brand video, both have 0 influencer videos. Good opportunity. And then you have the lower carousel. These are probably customer videos. Some of them, they include it in there as well. So in this case, we'll go ahead and just open up this listing here. So perfect looks here, looks perfect to me. just from looking at this. It has no influencer videos, like I said, right? You have one brand video, which is what you want. It has no influencer videos, selling about 800 times a month. This costs 159, a little on the higher end, right? But as long as the metrics and the parameters are met, it's within the parameters. The price really doesn't bother me. That here it says I have commission per sales 2640, selling about 800 times a month, 12% CC campaign, days to break even about 18, so a little over 2 weeks, just like the last example. Profit per month 266 with 11 cents, approximately. This looks like a great product. I'm probably going to buy here. So it has a career connection campaign, 12%. It has plenty of time for the campaign before the campaign is finished, right? But the reason career connection campaigns are so important when it comes to targeted buying is because you want to make your money back as fast as possible, which is the reason that I like to sell the product once I'm done reviewing. So in this case, there's 40 days left. I like to see 30 plus. If it sells faster, maybe I'll go a little lower. I mean, as far as like the duration of the campaign, but I like to see 30 plus. 40 is good. I'll take that, especially with a product that's selling 800 times a month. Okay. So Creator Connection campaign is selling very well. Let's see how long this product has been available for. So this product's been available for some time now. Has variations, which is another plus, right? So that's the cool thing about this, is that you could buy the knife set and then you can make a video for each one of these individual variations, right? That's the cool thing about this, right? But we're not looking at that. We're looking at the knife block set itself, right? So yeah, it's has maintained some good sales volume for quite some time. And then let's see how many are in stock. Go to offers. So as of right now, there's 720 in stock, plenty of stock, and I'm sure they're gonna restock if starts decreasing, which is usually what they do, and they have been doing a good job just by looking at the Keepa chart. So perfect. And then the last thing I'll do is, so if I was to buy this for 160, I would probably make the videos. I'll probably sell it for like $50 just to get rid of it, and then I would only be down like $110. Just to kind of put it into perspective, like how I like to just to get rid of stuff and mitigate that downside. I mean, you can sell it for like 100, but if you're gonna be like cutting stuff with it, doing a demo, then you can't really sell it as new, right? But everyone has their own way of doing it. So yeah, great product. Now let's see when this campaign started. Okay, so at the time of this recording, it is December 23rd. The campaign started October 16th. So it's a little over 2 months now since the campaign has been active. This is about halfway through the budget remaining. So someone is probably promoting this offsite. So you still have some room here to make your money and some, right? But you have to get the product ASAP. If you're going to make the decision and purchase it, you need to purchase it like right now, get the product within 2 days, and then just get your video up as soon as possible, right? Because it's been 2 months and they're already ate half of the campaign. So by the time the campaign's over, it might be, if you come on it, you might be close to zero. So this one here, you have to act fast because someone is moving this offsite. As you can see here, October 16th, that tells me that they're not sending samples to anybody. There's no competition on the carousel. So good opportunity here. So now let's look at one other example of a product that showed us that had potential. So in this case here, this is another knife block set. This is the brand Asher Cook. Selling about 500 times a month, approximately for $120. Has a 10% Career Connection campaign. Commission per sale 1740. About 42, a little over a month and maybe a month and a half to recoup your money of your investment, right? So still not bad. Profit for a month is about $85, right? So good sales velocity, a little lower than the other one, but still decent. A newer listing, right? That could be the case also. So as you can see, it's only been 59 days since the listing came live. Now there's like a stock. So there's more than 10 in stock. So it's only showing 10 in stock. Yeah, it's only showing 10 in stock. So they haven't went out of stock. So it tells me they're probably ordering more as we speak, because I want to see a consistent, stock. I don't want to see this go out of stock and then I'm stuck with the video, right? So I'll probably watch this one just to kind of see. I'll keep an eye on it because it is a newer list. It just came live about 2 months ago. So they haven't ran out of stock yet. I don't think they will. Could be more in transit, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this one for sure. And what I do to keep an eye on, just add to list, product research, and then I'll go ahead and buy it. And then the other thing we're going to look at is commission from the page. So the campaign started December 17th, 2025. So it just started a little while ago and ends January 16th. So less time left. It's a newer listing, our newer campaign. So I would probably wait on this one a little bit because people might be getting samples. So in this example, I probably won't buy this one, just because there's only a few weeks left to the campaign. So it's a little too soon before it ends. There's people moving offsite, but the budget is plenty. And the campaign just started a few days ago, so people might be getting samples. So you could still message the brand, see if you get a sample. But this one for purchasing solely, I probably won't do it. Because I want to make sure there's enough stock, and I want to make sure there's no competition coming on. Because as right now, there's no competition, right? There's just 2 brand videos. So, but yeah. So I hope this helps. This is my workflow when it comes to product research using Oink. Right? If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will see you guys on the next video.